Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games.
On the Queen!
Oh, no!
KZ Excellent.
Nice on!
And Mr. Feel.
Hey, CEO of Racism, made you some lunch.
Here on GigaBoots.
Dan, I want to let everybody know here, right off the top, right when they're here, right when they've gotten in, that if you pledge to the GB Podcast Patreon at $5 or above, you can join our brand new Discord server.
That's true. Both the GigaBoots Prime Patreon and the podcast network Patreon have exclusive Discord servers for them, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So there's still the fan one in the description, but the only way to get into those two Discords is to be a patron of either at $5 or higher.
Yeah.
It's been going pretty good. We got a room, an exclusive lounge for executive producer for Podlords over on the podcast one.
Yes.
It's pretty good. They seem to be plotting in there. I don't know about them.
Yeah, the first message was from Gary Busey.
I was shocked. I thought Gary was going to remain stealth because I know who Gary is, and I was like, I don't know if they're going to say, "Hey, I'm Gary Busey," but then they immediately changed their name to Gary Busey.
I remember the one time I forgot to put in Gary's Podlord image, which was the one where they turned themselves into the Breakfast Baconator. And I just tweeted, "Sorry, Gary Busey, I forgot. I'll do better next time." And they tweeted, "Don't worry about it." I was like, "Oh, there you are.
I found you."
This is gonna be a bad episode."
No, it's going to be a great episode. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what isn't great? Let's swing over immediately to what isn't great.
Okay, what isn't great?
Oh no. Tyson's air fryer chicken strips.
Okay, put them on blast.
So I bought it. And this is specifically because of Bob.
Yeah, I knew it because he got the air fried chicken nuggets, which no, they're not that great. They're acceptable.
But I was like, well, I'm not like I wasn't gonna do chicken nuggets because I'm like, no, I don't want anything. I refuse to buy frozen meat that's like the slurry.
Okay, fair.
You know, which is what nuggets are. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy chicken tenders because it's supposed to be whole meat chicken. I get like a cup full of popcorn chicken pieces.
What?
And something that weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah, you put that video on fucking Twitter that nearly killed me.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't ready for that. I've never seen it do that. What the heck?
The whole chicken.
It's like 9 inches long, 3 inches thick at the thickest points. Like, how do I cook this?
Yeah, I'm like, where did they get that? Like, is it multiple pieces of chicken all stuck together? Because it's supposed to be like whole chicken.
It's not. There are chicken breasts that big. When I buy chicken breasts in the bag, like a big bag of chicken breast, they're like 1.5 pounds each.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I didn't expect, like, I can't, like, the instructions on the bag would just not cook it.
Right, of course, because it's too fucking huge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what would I do? I mean, it's cooked already, so it only has to heat through, really. It's like, what do I feel like any way that it would be cooked, the breading would be burnt by the time it was heated through to the center. Fucking,
Yeah.
And multiple people commented, like, yeah, that's how that product is.
That's insane.
That's weird. I figured yours was a freak.
Yeah, because those air fryer chicken nuggets, they were chicken nugget size. You could say whatever you want about the flavor, but they were chicken nugget sized.
It's like chicken nuggets and you pull out a hockey puck.
Right?
But there's one other food thing to talk about, which I'm going to try right now. Now, viewers, listeners, you might not know this, but I live in the American Southwest. In the American Southwest, we're really big on Hatch green chili. It's like our main unique agricultural product. So a couple times a year, there's like Hatch Chili Fest, where you can buy Hatch chili, in a jar, which is sane. Or Hatch chili cornbread.
Oh man,
that's Hatch chili normal bread.
That sounds way better than the Mullet Festival.
Or what I bought, Hatch green chili wine.
Okay, that sounds exactly as bad as the Mullet Festival.
I feel like it has to be cheap beer to be like the Mullet Festival.
It came in I'm about to drink this Hatch Green Chili wine
Okay.
live.
Bob's like, it needs to be Hatch Green Chili Corona.
Yes.
It smells like cheap wine, but like with the faintest hint of green chili to the scent. This is probably going to be unbelievably bad.
I'm really nervous.
Bleh. Bleh.
Oh. Oh.
Uh-huh.
It starts fine. But then it has like the worst aftertaste I've ever experienced with any beverage ever.
Does it burn too or not?
A little bit, but there's no like Hatch Green Chili heat.
Huh.
It just tastes like cheap white wine that they, I don't know, put Drano into or something. Luckily, unless you live right near me, you can't buy this because it's not like a brand. It just came in a bottle that says Hatch Green Chili Wine. No branding, no nutritional information.
Ooh.
Nothing that like needs to be, there for legal purposes. I guess because it's a local product. And this isn't like I bought it at like a gas station on a corner. I bought this from Albertsons.
Okay.
But if somehow you have the option to try this, don't.
Yeah, I was like, don't. Is that the rest of your sentence? Yeah, okay, good. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds nightmarish. Thank you, Phil, for investigating.
Yes.
Should Green Hatch Chili be wine? Doing some hard science. Speaking of doing some hard science, Bob,
Yeah, what's up?
we did some investigating of our own.
We did.
Into the Castlevania ROM hack community yet again. Last time we checked in on Game Boy Advance ROM hacks, we didn't check out the DS ones really. But people kept blowing up over the last week. They were like, hey, have you heard of this Dawn of Dissonance ROM hack? And I'm like,
The what?
Dawn of Dissonance? They're like, yeah. It turns Dawn of Sorrow into a Juice Day game. I'm like,
I've been waiting.
oh shit.
Very poorly, but yes, it does that.
So in my head, I'm already making a checklist, right?
Okay.
I'm like, I want to use LNR to boost around.
Right, of course.
That's the most iconic thing you could do as Juice Day. I want to collect furniture
Uh-huh.
and maybe some pieces of Dracula. Well, I'm happy to announce you do get a chair to hit people with, which is pretty freaking hilarious.
It's not the best weapon in the game, though, so they messed up.
It's a really good weapon, though, and when we got it, it was advantageous for certain enemies.
Yes.
So at least they didn't completely fuck it up. Because let's be real, a lot of the Igavanias do completely fuck it up. Here's this cool weapon. It was never viable. Like, oh, come on. But they also did another thing that I think is an improvement over most Igavanias, Bob.
Okay.
The gun was viable when we got it.
Yes, we could use the gun for a little bit.
So you just enter a room and start firing your kitchen gun to clean up this castle.
It is really funny because it's now set during like the 1500s or something. You just have modern day pistol. It's like, okay.
And we're not going to explain that. We're also not going to explain how or why it makes any sense for Juice Day to have gained the power of dominance and other such things.
What are you talking about? They fully
They gave him a book.
They gave him a book. This is true.
They said that all the demons and evil spirits felt bad for him, so they helped him out.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Also, they recolored the sprites of the enemies. They converted Dmitry Blinov into the guy for Graham from Aria of Sorrow.
For some reason, yeah.
It's very funny, in my opinion. It's funny because he's not Graham. He's allegedly the father of this Bartley family.
His name's still Graham, though.
Yes, but he has that last name, so it's clearly not the same Graham. It's just clearly some guy 600 years earlier that looks exactly like him and is Dracula's other son.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's sure is a lot of text in this. Part of me wonders if there are more text boxes or if they just had to write to fill the text cues, right?
Right.
Because they don't rewrite any of the story events per se. Like all of the events happen in the castle where they happen. They don't rewrite anything. They didn't script extra layers either. There's one moment where Alucard's like, "Oh, I dropped this thing. It's in the next screen down." Like in the middle of a cutscene, he's supposed to have dropped it, and it's in the next screen space down because scripting him to drop it would be difficult. But yeah, it was interesting. I think I would like it a lot more if they didn't just ramp the difficulty insanely, because that's not.
Which wouldn't be a ROM hack if they didn't do that. It's for real gamers, Dan.
A lot of ROM hacks don't do that. Okay,
Right.
Like there is a hilarious Castlevania Aria of Sorrow ROM hack on the Game Boy Advance where you play as Death, where they just recolored Soma's sprite to be black.
Yeah,
Yo!
that was great.
It was really great. That was a delightful time that I spent with that. We should probably play that on stream at some point.
Probably. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in those Game Boy Advance ROM hacks.
Yes. Everyone forcing their own story into Aria of Sorrow is very funny. This was funny for about 4 hours. And then past that, it doesn't deviate at all.
Yeah, it doesn't keep introducing more things that seem insane. Like, beginning of the game, you get stuff like, oh, Sonia Belmont's here. And that's just stupid, but funny.
It's fantastic because they're like, yeah, Sonia Belmont's obviously Juice Day's disciple. And I'm like, that's... Thanks. Yeah, sure. That's where she fits in the timeline. Thank you. So now the Julius mode is Sonia mode when you beat the game. Yeah, I don't know. If the difficulty wasn't so high, I would have probably enjoyed it more. Also, I still can't tell if they fixed the luck stat.
You're having a great time with that Moonlight. Great sword.
Yeah, they also had a bunch of fucking references to Dark Souls to the point where the save room had Solaire.
Like, it's so bad. And for some reason, he's surrounded by Legend of Zelda fairies.
Yeah, like Navi sprites, basically, from Minish Cap, I believe.
It's really funny how it's like, oh, he did this because he thinks Dark Souls is 3D Castlevania. It's like, no, he just likes Dark Souls.
Yeah, he's just doing references to things. Like, you have the Hyrulean Archer instead of whatever Archer, Amaleric Sniper, because they both basically do the same thing. You just hold R, and then you eventually shoot an arrow, and it's super powered in this. And in Dawn of Sorrow, it's obviously not. You can't charge it. But and when you use Hyrulean Sniper, you just become a Super Flash Brothers sprite of Link shooting an arrow.
Yep.
It's a lot to deal with and very funny. It was fantastic watching all the way through that stream. Someone new would come and be like, why is Solaire in the save room? And we're like, oh, you have no idea. They renamed this great armor to be a Dark Souls enemy. It makes a cake is a lie joke.
Oh, yeah, that was the worst part.
Yeah, it was. Easily.
Didn't this come out this year?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it came out in April, and version 1.04 came out earlier this week. But yeah, there's a lot of things like that.
ROM hack creator, when you get back to your own time, do you mind warning everybody about coronavirus?
Please. Come on, do something good for humanity. So the one thing that was like, this person's making a shitpost tier reference to another thing, right? Mm-hmm. That I thought was really good is they just corrected that one guy's sprite to look like Dio. They colored the sprite to look like Dio instead of it being the blue and purple version. Yes. And they put the stone mask right before that room where you fight him. And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. This I appreciate. You being in the fan community could just go the full 9 yards, right?
Right.
And just fucking make him Dio. But yeah, that was delightful. We have a stream up on the channel of that Avad. That was really good. I'm really glad we did that.
You know, we didn't mention how they made it harder. I think it's one of the laziest ways of just making the difficult or the experience not drop as often. Like, you don't get half as much experience as you normally would.
Right.
It's real rough.
Yeah, it feels like they really nerfed the experience gain because those levels just weren't coming no matter how many times we killed the Dark Souls Knight.
Yeah.
What a great fucking ROM hack.
Hell yeah.
It was delightful at points. I hope someone else does a ROM hack like this, and maybe not Dawn of Sorrow. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't. Because when I see a ROM hack of Dawn of Sorrow, what I want it to do is correct the problems of Dawn of Sorrow.
Not enhance them.
And not just be the same thing, but with your original plot and a really bad experience curve.
Yeah, we need to get the total conversion of Ecclesia into Dark Souls.
Sure. Ecclesia is great. I want more reasons to play through Ecclesia. We by the end of this year need to play through Ecclesia on stream.
We do. It's been too long.
Because not enough people have played it, and that game has amazing art and amazing music, because they replaced every song in this game with either an Ecclesia song, of which there were like 4, a Mega Man Zero song, of which there were like 4, and the final boss theme. They replaced the final boss theme in Dawn of Sorrow with Dark Souls final boss theme from Dark Souls 1, which doesn't fit at all because it's sad.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah, like everyone in chat was having a stroke of like, what do you... But there was like meaning behind this, and it was sad. This is just a bad guy.
You know what's funny? Even if you liked that theme, they made a harder version of it in 3. So they just...
Yeah,
they could have just chosen that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It really doesn't fit here because it's a really sad theme and it's just Graham, and it's like, but you're like super Hitler,
right?
There's nothing.
There's no two sides here.
You're right. There's no moral complexity or sadness to killing you. What is this music?
It doesn't even have that layer of like, if you were playing Alucard, you'd be killing your brother. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're playing as Juste. You really don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't give a single shit. Also,
Juste's probably never cared about anything.
Except for furniture. Home decor is his forte.
Ooh.
Also, one of the other things you would expect, they replaced the plot, so of course they would replace this element. No, not really. Instead of Hammer being thirsty over Yoko, it is now Maxim being thirsty over...
Sonya?
Yeah.
Sonya.
It's real weird.
It's bad. The ending line literally has him go, I wish Sonya had her fingers wrapped around me. And I'm moving on. So that's what I played in the last week because I spent a week straight working on podcasts and then getting the Discords up and the Patreon hook in and the Patreon bumper. So I literally have done nothing other than play that game since last Thursday. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Did you play other things?
I did,
wait,
actually.
I played Pokemon Unite. I guess we could comment on that later briefly, but go ahead, Bob.
Sure. I got to play some Skyward Sword.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The original, right?
No, I played the new version of the Nintendo Switch.
You didn't coincidentally choose now to go back and play the Wii game?
That would be pretty funny. But yeah, this runs really nice now. I haven't even made it out of the tutorial stuff. Like, I'm still in the hometown, but I got to mess around with a lot of controls. Yeah, I still like this game a good bit. I'm not 100% sold on the way some of the sword combat works with the analog stick. Like, for doing your spin attacks and stuff, it's like, okay, basically just wail on the analog stick and you'll do it.
Yeah, I saw it described, and it definitely seems something very hard.
It's not hard, but it takes a couple swings to activate, basically. So it's like you probably should have had me hold a button or something to activate this. I don't know what you were thinking. And I also messed with a little bit of the motion controls, which still seem fine. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I need to mess with it more, but it felt like it was working all right.
Huh.
Which I was honestly fine with the way the game used to play, and now having a second analog stick helps this playing it like that as well, because you can still like hold L and then just use the right analog stick to move the camera around like a normal person.
Having an analog stick to move the camera around seems like it might be pretty cool.
Yes. It does take a while to get used to. Yeah, the right analog stick doesn't do, just swings your sword, so you have to hold another button to actually look. But I think this game will be fun to play through again. I'm excited to play more of it, but did not have a lot of time this week.
Yeah, because you are a part of the content machine.
Yes.
Which, of course, like we've been recording this. It's Casey falling down a hole?
I don't know.
I'm revving up the content machine.
That sounds depressing. Oh my God.
Is it a ghost?
I guess. But yeah, so of course Bob is also recording and prepping and all sorts of other stuff non-fucking stop for 2 weeks straight. But I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more of it. It looks really nice. I don't like the way that Link's face looks in this game. I never really have. Like, I think they used too strong of brush strokes for it. It looks real weird. But everything else looks great. I also played a little bit more Samurai Warriors 5.
Mm-hmm.
They repeat movesets way too many times in this game. So, like, I got the Shingen Takeda. Big, important dude. Same moveset as the guy I've already played as. One extra move. I'm like, come on.
That's rough.
Yeah, and there's like two other guys like that I got to play as, and I was like, if you know what, if you're going to do this, label before I play a whole mission as them. I don't want to waste a play on this guy because I'll never play him again.
Right. Yeah. Also, it's a real gut punch to find out like that.
Right. Like they need an indicator or something because it's real lame. Yeah, and I wonder, like, I guess this is kind of like with Dynasty Warriors 6, where there's clearly they're trying to build it up again, like it's a reboot for the series. So I hope that they can hammer this out, give these people real moves lists whenever they do a sequel to it.
Yeah, that's the hope. I always worry that this is how it's going to go every time they do anything major.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also tried Hunter's Arena Legends.
Oh no, the fighting game battle royale.
Yes, went off on PlayStation Plus. So if you have that, you can go play it yourself. This is a 30-player battle royale that's all melee combat focused. It's kind of like a super low budget Naraka Blade Point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So here's the thing that happens. You know how you die in a battle royale and then you're like, okay, well, I lost. I'll leave the round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if you couldn't?
That's what I was hoping.
Dead game. Instantly dead.
Which seems to be a glitch. Because the first time I played it, I just couldn't do anything. Like I was just stuck in spectator mode, watching the rest of the match unfold, which I played for a pretty long time, so I didn't have to wait too long. But then the second time I played, I died really early, and it let me get through two menus. So I got to open the screen that said, "Do you want to leave the match?" And I couldn't hit anything. I just had to watch the match from the screen that was, "Do you want to leave? You sure?"
It just plays Mad World the whole time.
we allow you 45 frames to leave, otherwise you're locked in.
I guess. It's pretty rough.
Well, they just assumed every time you would throw your controller immediately and that would hit A button.
There's just a lot more jank than Naraka Blade Point. You know how it was like, wow, I'm really impressed by the animations and stuff in that? This, like, you want to go rappel on a rope.
Yeah.
You hit the button, your dude teleports to the rope, and you are now on top of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it feels real janky. I can't recommend playing it. Maybe once they at least fix this main issue I'm having, where I basically can't play the game, I'll play it again. But I have no idea. Yeah. And then the last thing I played, I'm now at 90 rolls in Genshin, and still no Ayaka, and that's it.
Okay.
I'll probably break down and pay money because I'm down to 3 days or something. I don't think I can get another 10 roll in that.
This is the longest arc ever.
Yeah.
Of Bob being like, I'm okay playing this game without putting money in, and then this event broke you.
Yeah, no, it's just like, no. Now it will all come back. You will not be able to get anything.
She'll come back eventually, maybe in like 8 or 9 months without you having any warning, so you won't really be able to prepare.
Yep. Great.
It's cool. Her charged attack is Judgment Cut.
But yeah, that's all I got.
We played more Pokemon Unite. They broke Gengar's kneecaps. I could not be happier. They're like, we buffed your normal moves. Hex doesn't work at all. I'm like, good. Fuck that guy.
At least they just said that the Hex thing is a glitch.
I know. But I think they did the right thing. Now, could they nerf the rest of him too?
Maybe you just been removed from the game.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Give me Dusclops instead.
Oh, that would be awesome. Dusclops is a way better
Dusclops is
design. than
quite
Giga.
raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good design. But yeah, Pokemon Unite's fun. I still don't think they have any idea how to design their dailies or weeklies or anything.
Yeah, I really don't enjoy doing those at all.
What, you don't enjoy getting MVP 12 times or 6 times or whatever?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That's the only goal that takes more than 40 minutes to get.
None should take 40 minutes.
But here's the thing. Some of these are like, over the next 3 months, you need to do this. And every time one of those opens up, it's like, okay, I did it in an hour and a half. Your aspirational goal is to get me to play your game for an hour and a half across 3 months. I think you did something wrong.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of weirdly the worst event I've seen in Genshin.
Okay.
It's the very last event of this long set of events about the new Lightning Island. And the rest of them have been like, okay, go to this area and we have a new cool mechanic to interact with while you fight enemies and you earn points by doing that. For some reason, the last part of the event's like, okay, fight this boss 12 times. Yeah. There's nothing special about it.
What?
They really dropped the ball at the end of this one. I don't know what was up with it. They tried to make it slightly more interesting by including the mechanics from the previous parts in the arena. And it was like, and I was like, well, I don't care. I've killed this boss 45 times already because I need their materials for this character, but so I can just rinse them in 45 seconds. But a normal human being would find this bad.
Yeah, no, I'm stuck in that position of like, yeah, I'm bad at this boss fight. It takes me like 5+ minutes each time.
Well, I hope they figure out something for Pokemon Unite dailies.
Hopefully, I don't think so though. This feels like just
as a point of comparison, because a lot of people don't have a point of comparison. As a point of comparison, here's the storm. They'll be like, play as an attacker for 3 matches, play as a character from blank for 3 matches, play as this for 4, or play this many matches. And they'll switch out which ones it is every day. Pokemon Unite is the same thing over and over. It's like, play 3 matches, win 2, get this many kills, score this many times. And every time you could do that in like 40 minutes unless God hates you and you're just not going to get any wins. That happened for the first time yesterday where I just went, I'm good. It's fine. Don't care. But yeah, no, I hope they figure out something better because it'd be really cool if they were like, hey, play as a blank Pokemon, right? But you need more Pokemon before you go play as a psychic type.
Right.
Also, the goals need to be oriented towards things you can do feasibly with the free Pokemon. Which, how many do you get for free at any given time? Is it 5? I think it's 5.
Yeah, it's a decent number.
Yeah, it's all right. The roster isn't that huge yet. But yeah, I hope they continue to improve this. Maybe break Gengar's legs a little bit more and maybe just remove him from the game because that man is the most disastrously terrible Pokemon in this game. By a landslide. I can't think of any other Pokemon where I've just seen they disappear so none of your attacks will hit. They do a shitload of damage. Multiple members of your team are dead.
But then they're vulnerable.
But then after everyone's dead, they're very vulnerable.
They'll just dive onto 3 people and kill all of them, and then they're like, we're vulnerable on this lane, no one's here.
Yeah, the 4th and 5th player, who are of course jungling, could be killing them.
None of them are you, which makes you extra angry.
No, I'm okay not being the jungler. I'm not okay going to jungle and then someone goes, I'm gonna jungle too, and then they stop jungling, and I'm like, well, now none of us are the appropriate level. This sucks. Because the whole point of a jungler is they're supposed to be the MVP you bring in to end conversations with the enemy team. So if they're the same level as everyone else, something has gone critically wrong. MOBAs are really fun, everybody. Hey, Casey, what have you been playing?
Let's see. I played more Neo: The World Ends With You this week.
I thought he was going to say
So did I.
Where are you at, Phil?
I'm at the end of week 2, day 1.
Oh, okay. That's good. I'm on week 3, day 7, so I'm at the last day in the game, just like the original. It's been really good. The game's continued to get better as it's gone along. I'm not going to talk about any spoiler stuff because boy, does it when it starts, it kind of makes it impossible for me to talk about it publicly or post images or cool clips really fast. Which I was like, oh, that's wow. Overall, I just think it's been a major improvement as I played it, where they continue to iterate on the combat system constantly, which I really appreciated. Because the normal combat system was you're attacking with your pins and stuff, and then you would have a beat drop where you hit it whenever there's a ring that appears when you finish a combo. And then they added a mechanic to it is where there's a sweet spot that you have to hit, and if you hit that, you get more of a boost to your groove meter, so you can do your supers more often. And then they let you do more powerful supers if you go beyond 100%. And once you reach toward late game, if you're really good at this game, you can really just kind of nuke this game in terms of combat if you're like really good at building that meter. Generally, I've been checking out different pins and different stuff, and it's just been a really, really good time. It's definitely a lot longer than the first game, I've come to find. Yeah, I don't really have too many complaints about it. Like, the story's coming together really nicely. All the character writing in this has been a lot of fun, real good. Some really good standout bosses. Yeah, I don't have too many complaints here, because a lot of things that I wish they would do this, they just eventually did it. In terms of, like, I wish something like this worked like this, and then they kind of adjusted for it. Like, when you try to engage with enemies in this game, sometimes you'll want to, like, chain together enemies because they're floating icons on the map. I kind of wished I could get to them quickly. Eventually, there's just a button to suck them into you, which I was like, okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Because there's a little timer when you're trying to chain enemies together of once you grab one, you have a few seconds to grab some more, and it keeps resetting. Also, eventually, they just keep giving you extensions so you can chain like 15 enemies in one go, which is really good. Yeah, that's about it, though. I don't really have anything else to say.
Phil, did you want to talk about anything?
The game gives me a brain disease.
Well, that's not good.
Because when you up in the corner of the screen at all times, it tells you your drop rate.
Yeah, it does.
And you can lower your level from whatever your level is, and you get plus times 1 to your drop rate for each level you go down. So I'm always at level 1, because the only thing levels actually do in this game is lower your HP.
Yes.
Which you can still raise through the food system, where you go to a restaurant and everybody eats, and they get stat bonuses, and your stomach fills up, and you can't eat again until you're not full anymore, and it goes down when you do fights.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, it feels really good when I chain 5 fights, and it says your drop rate's now 240 times the base rate.
Yes.
And sometimes I get the blue one that triples it, so it's you get 720 times the normal rate.
And sometimes you'll have a good meal that just raises the drop rate on its own. The tasty bonus.
Yeah, and there's also items and stuff that raise the drop rate, but like I didn't buy the digital deluxe version, so I don't know why I got Neku's stuff.
I think that's pre-order
from the first game. Oh, is it pre-order?
Yeah,
because they just give you a headpiece that adds 5 to it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pre-order bonus. Otherwise, you have to use like some of the rarer materials to buy his stuff.
So I'm having a problem because I finished week 1 at level 42.
You're level 42, huh?
Well, I was. I'm almost at the end of day 1. Day 1 in the second week. So now I'm like level 46.
Oh, okay. I should check. I think I'm also level 46
at the end of the game.
Yes, yes, on the final day of the game. Yes.
Look, I can't help it. Okay, I posted like a picture of my character stats, and they're like, "Wow, those are really high."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw someone posting like, "I'm level 50 and I haven't beaten week 1 yet."
That's the sign of a good gameplay loop. They tried to translate every type of pin from the first game into 3D, and some just do not work in 3D.
Like what?
The chains for one.
Yeah.
Because in the DS game, it just went across the screen, and if an enemy like ran into it, they took damage or got immobilized. In 3D space, it's like, imagine setting up a trip bomb and then just watching the enemy go entirely around it.
Yeah, those seem to only really work especially well when you're dealing with a large enemy and not...
The bomb ones also seem pretty bad unless you're like fighting the mammoth enemies and that's it.
Yeah, if you're fighting like...
Because they don't move.
Yeah, if you're fighting like a mammoth or like T-Rex or like a big bear, like some of the chains will get those, but it's like a mobile thing like a frog or a flying enemy. It's not going to work out very well.
All the performances in this game are unbelievably good. Especially considering like everybody involved almost barely did anything before this.
Yeah, they were insanely good. Like as I continued through the game, the performances just became more and more standout.
Galaxy Brain Activate stopped vexing me, but Fret's other one started bugging me more. Because it sounds like the movie suit voice.
Yeah, it does.
It just sounds like he's doing that where he goes, "No sweat for Fret," and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I
can't deal.
That's why I love it so much. I'm like, oh, there he goes.
I can't deal with this.
I can't deal with my own path.
No, I can't. It's really great. Like, I'm stunned that they made it this good.
Yeah, they just
Like,
yeah.
finally Square Enix like paid retribution for all the times over the past 14 years, 13, some huge number, where they were like, here's a countdown website, it's a mobile port. Here's a countdown website, it's a new soundtrack release. Here's a countdown website, it's fucking nothing or something so granular it's insane.
A new watch is coming out.
Yes, that was one of them, I think.
It has taken over 10 years for me to understand what that girl's deal is from the teaser website. I'm very happy to know now.
I'm very excited to know.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to when you get further in that week, when you see what I think is the most modern thing. We have a finger on the pulse of what the world is like now, boss fight. Because one of its mechanics is unhinged. I don't think any video game ever would do this.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's really good. But yeah, the voice cast did really well. The voice of Rindo, the main character, was in my stream today.
Oh, that's
wow.
really cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I saw him follow. I'm like, that's the guy. And I gifted him a sub because we were in sub only mode because we're near the end of the game, and I'm not trying to get spoiled. So he was in the chat a little bit. But yeah, that was great. But I'm so glad the game is this good. I'm kind of shocked because so many of my favorite songs in this game aren't remixes. They're like some brand new stuff they did, and it's really, really good.
I do like the remix of 3 Minutes Clapping, though.
Oh yeah.
That description
name
is
of the
very.
song?
That just. I thought it was a description. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's the song.
that's the
3
song
minutes
title.
clapping.
That's the and that's what I would say is like the definitive song of the original. Because I think it played a lot in fights in the original.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many clever and really good stuff in there, but you just got to get a little bit further in for it to show it. So I don't want to dig into any of it really. Just for, even mechanic spoilers, I think some of it's pretty cool.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Do you have anything else, KZ?
No, I have no time.
Oh, okay.
Next week, though.
God damn it.
Next week, I'll be able to tell you all about games like Operation Raccoon City and Vampire Rain, Altered Species.
Well, that's good.
And no, you're forgetting Tact Power and the Power of Juju.
Yes, I will be able to tell you, hopefully, about all 3 of those games.
Great news, because none of those are Scarlet Nexus.
That is true. We need to wait for Bob to finish Scarlet Nexus. Gonna need you to do that, Bob. I'm not expecting you to do the other path. I just need you to finish this one.
No.
You have 90 more minutes, and while you play it, Dan, tell me about the Podlords.
Bob, you're gonna play that during the Podlords? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, boot it up right now.
That's fucking rude, my man. We're trying to talk about
fuck.
the Podlord. Whoa!
Fuck!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Number go up sound as field gets damaged by the Podlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The Podlords. That's my impersonation of Bob doing this bit. Podlords such as E. Lee Broyles, Corey Brown, Dobo Muito Real, Red Blaze 27, Weapons Grade Juice of Frost, Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero, Shibuya Gato. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now.
I don't.
Quick question. We're moving on. Quick. People who watch the video can have a stroke. No one else gets one. Quick question. Why is the second opening of Death Note like this? Because it's good.
I don't know what you expected.
Not-
Did you expect a bad opening? Oh, fuck! The Podlords!
Thank you, David Lynch.
Podlord of the Year.
Yes!
Gary Busey's going like, look at my bad fake mustache.
It's falling off.
It's so good. WTF Spider-Man. Spam's Canadian Food Corner. McDonald's Maple Barbecue Bacon Quarter Pounder is 2 out of 10. Why maple and pickles is an awful combo.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be very good. I was sitting like, pickles are like acidic, and then you have
I'd still
like
try it, but yeah.
sweetness.
Bob's like, I would eat
Like
it.
sweet and
regret it.
acid can work, but I don't think that would.
Yeah, I think that specific type of sweet and acidic wouldn't work.
Right.
I'm all for
Because maple's really cloying.
Modern Mage. Thanks, Twitter. I am now aware that in Lupin the Third, Columbo has a skateboarding son named Belunco. Hashtag into the Columbo-verse.
Blanco.
You know, there are a lot of Japanese versions of Columbo, like the one in Final Fantasy.
Yes. Yes, we do. DFW3K. Muckbun. His power knows no bounds. It's Columbo.
Columbo.
There it is.
Or, sorry, Colundo?
Yes, Colundo. Kristen. Bart, meet your new brother. Hands ton. Oh, fuck! The Podlords!
Don't have a doink, man.
Eat my doink.
God.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Stream Deck Edition.
That'll probably happen before Switch Edition, sadly.
Oh. Ace Gundam pilot Adam Admar. Kyle Bjork. Hello, Dan GigaBoots. I'm your new Podlord. I hope we can all get along. I am very cheesed to meet you. Man.
Open the bay doors, Hal.
It'll be hilarious. Zilter. By the time this episode airs, Lordy Fars will have met her long-distance partner. Hey, Jake, I love you. Aww.
Aw.
Iron Aggro. Blig de Blue, Schlig dis Boo. Go home and be a family man. Form a day bad guile hair. Edit.
That looks better than some representations of Guile.
Yes.
Oh, God. That's dire. Monster hunting, rising and riding.
What?
Dragon fucker.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, fuck! The Podlord!
You when money goes into your bank account.
Theme for 2022, 4K cats.
Is that a Twiwi pin?
No, I assume that's for that new game. Stray.
Yeah, that's just the Stray Games logo.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that game, that PS5 game with the cat.
Yeah, where you play as Bambi.
Though that does look exactly like a Tui pin.
It does. No bit. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh.
That's a cute picture. Oh, fuck. Podlords, we have Paul Penis at home.
God, his hair looks so fucking bad.
It's the worst.
Oh, fuck it.
Remember when the game came out and they were like, Ken's hair is bananas? This is like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It really is.
It's rough.
It's pretty fucking dire out here.
I can't wait until we have a game that doesn't look like Street Fighter V anymore.
Yes, me too. Shiny Mew. Have you seen Shiny Mewtwo anywhere? No? Oh, well. By the way, nice fur hoodie. Zasterder. Sussy K about to school y'all discs.
I'm at soup.
I love this.
One of the choice to give him like a squeaky voice, small voice, was the smartest decision in the world.
Dan, this man takes selfies and says, "Come find me," and he always looks like that. He always looks like that, and it's the funniest thing in any video game.
That's really good.
And he typos every word he texts, but corrects half of them.
That's really good. A rat. Again.
Cheese to meet you.
Indigo Sykes. Alatos Dianagenis watched Fear Street Part 1. It's so bad. It's so bad. There's 2 more parts. I'm reporting you to the ASPCA for not letting Banny in when she asked. That would be a Cutting Room Floor exclusive clip up on the podcast Patreon.
Oh, boy.
That one was really good.
Oh yeah, the Banny Apocalypse.
We almost died, everyone. Hey, it's Zebo 101. Oh, fuck! Isn't he one of the Podlords?
Yes.
BN12. Evil Lucario. Remember to sign up for the Clutchins Insider program to be invited to the Clutchins technical preview.
Ooh.
Hopefully this Clutchins isn't 2 months old. A raccoon that wants to make you and offer big or make you and offer make you and offer big or small.
Can't expect it to know full words like that.
That's unreasonable. It's a fucking raccoon.
Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Bobomati?
And aspiring Bamani ambassador Shinji16. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thank you, Podlords. Thank you.
Thank you, Podlords.
Thank you, Podlords. Podlords,
And if you'd like
baby.
Mr. Sandman.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord baby, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, a Patreon-exclusive monthly show wherein you vote on what good or bad thing we watch, extended armchair dev pitches and gamer premonitions, sometimes where we get to say the things we didn't say on the show because those shows are structured in a cruel, vicious way, and other benefits sometimes, like a clip of the Bandy Apocalypse. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast.
Oh, and also you get access to that Discord.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a reminder.
Yeah, in the Discord.
Yo, I heard we got some news.
We have a little bit, yeah.
We got a smidge of news.
Yeah. A little goosh gash.
You know what? We'll go ahead and let KZ start. KZ?
All right, first up, we got Embracer Group. You know them. They own like THQ Nordic, Koch Media, etc.
They keep absorbing.
Yeah, they keep absorbing things all the time and putting out remasters of every AA game in existence. Now, they've bought more studios. This includes 3D Realms, Slipgate Ironworks, Easy Trigger, and Ghost Ship Games. Also, hey, this means 3D Realms can make a Duke Nukem game again, says Phil. Because they also have Gearbox.
Oh. I forgot.
Yeah, Slipgate Ironworks also made a bunch of stuff, like they made a bunch of boomer shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they made Kingpin Reloaded, which is they made like a bunch of upgraded ports for boom shoots, like Sin and Kingpin, and I think something else. But they also were the developer of the 2013 Rise of the Triad remake.
Oh, huh. I didn't know that. Every time you say Slipgate Ironworks, my brain goes, because I'm damaged and it's the same amount of syllables, and it also doesn't make sense to my brain when I hear these words, Flex Grip Smooth Pour. No!
See, my brain goes to Hellgate London.
That's your privilege. You see, most of humanity has already forgotten or never knew what that was.
Privilege. Not curse.
No, not at all. Look, I honestly had no frame of reference for what that game's loop was like until I watched that Ross's Game Dungeon review, and I'm like, oh, this is depressing. This is like worse than vanilla Destiny depressing.
Yeah, no, I bought that game at launch.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Did you have fun?
No.
Okay, good. I just wanted to see. Focus Home Interactive has also acquired things. They acquired is that .emu?
I've never, because it's obviously short for emulator, right?
Yes.
Right.
And dot as in pixels, but I don't know. I always go .emu, even though it's like supposed to be emu.
Okay.
later.
Yeah,
So-
I always said .mu, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's clearly that, but that sounds terrible to say.
Yeah, Focus Home Interactive has acquired Dotemu. They were behind Streets of Rage 4 more recently.
They acquired Datura, the police will find out.
Yes, they will.
But yeah, they did Streets of Rage 4 and also one of those Wonder Boy games. They're very good at what they do. They are excellent at what they do. God, Streets of Rage 4 is so good.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't hurt their prospects of doing more of stuff like that.
I assume, if anything, it would boost it because then they can manage to invest more on their end.
Right.
You know, to some extent, some companies, they'll acquire a developer and then let them keep doing the thing they're successful at.
Right.
You know, that's usually the case when you're not a Silicon Valley company with brain rot.
That doesn't happen too often. No.
Nope. Double Helix. Nope. Anyway.
Okay. Well, Platinum's upcoming game Soul Cresta, that's the April Fool's game that then was revealed on another April Fool's to be real, got a new trailer. And a PlayStation blog post that described more of the gameplay. They tried to show a release year of 2022, but they shot it to make it 2021 still.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I only know this because Gamatsu didn't watch the whole trailer and then said it got delayed to 2022 because they didn't watch the last 2 seconds of the trailer.
That's kind of fucking
And
hilarious.
had to correct that. But yes, they showed a game system trailer for that.
Yeah, I think that this is being made by an external developer with the people from Platinum like helping.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All I remember is that the shmup visually fucking sucks. Because it's not actually pixelated graphics. It's 3D models where they applied a shader to pixelate the resolution it's rendering the whole game at.
Yeah, yes.
So it doesn't look right at all.
So this is being done by a group called the Hamster Corporation.
Oh, Hamster Core. Yeah, Hamster does arcade ports and stuff.
Yeah, I was
if
like, aren't they the
remember
port
correctly.
guys?
Yeah, they're the ACA guys, arcade classics.
Okay. Kamiya's the creative director and working on the story, and Yuzo Koshiro on music.
That's cool. I like Yuzo. Yuzo does great music. He also tells us 30 years after the fact, guys, it's ground upper, not grand upper. I figured I'd get that news story out here.
Right.
He took to Twitter to be like, us Japanese, we pronounce them basically the same, so it didn't really matter. I thought I said ground upper pretty clearly, but everyone started calling it grand upper, and I let it slip until now. I was like, I love this man. This is incredible. For people who don't know, that is a move from Streets of Rage, because he's the voice actor for that character.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna do the feel thing here. I'm gonna be shitty toward Randy Pitchford.
Oh, okay.
Please go ahead. I passed the speaking stick to you.
You know, it's not often I get annoyed by Randy Pitchford because, you know, it's usually eclipsed by feel, for example. Now,
Yeah, this didn't even track for me because I'm so used to him being such a more deeply horrible person.
Right.
all right. So he made a tweet, and I only saw this because I saw like a Reset Era thread about it, where he says, "It's astonishing when we get emails from journalists and critics and influencers who spend 3 paragraphs describing how successful they are in hopes they'll convince us to send them a free code. Sure, here's a code, but bro, Tribes of Midgard is like $20. For some reason, he believes that, despite the fact that the job of an influencer or a reviewer is to cover your game.
They're trying to advertise you dumb cunt.
But we should give them $20. And people are like, yeah, businesses should be making expenses. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yes, businesses should. Their business. Fun fact, them giving me a free copy doesn't actually cost them $20. When the people who made, oh God, I already forgot the name. How sad is that? Biomutant gave us a free copy. They didn't lose $60.
Now,
Yeah, you weren't going to spend any money on it.
Right. It was on the fence. The whole point of giving games a chance is to give things a chance that we're not sure about. So why in God's name would I go out nonstop spending $60 or more dollars? Like, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that actually really is stupid about this. That's a marketing expense. If I could spend $20, which wouldn't be $20, let's do the dynamics. Say that's a lost sales through Steam or the PlayStation Store. That's 30% off. That makes it $14. Your ass is worried about $14 when I'm advertising to hundreds or thousands of people. Do you think I wouldn't pay $14 to get someone out there to advertise Big Think Dimension to hundreds or thousands of people? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, this is really bad. I lost my mind when I clicked the tweet because I, of course, saw Phil's reply of, maybe you ratted their mall store out, you insufferable rat. Followed by Civvy calling him a piss-scented knob goblin.
It is what he is. But.
Yeah, everybody in the industry, it was like a million Marvel vs. Capcom super cut-ins happening at once.
And it's really funny is over Tribes of Midgard, a game that looks genuinely bad.
This isn't even Borderlands 3. You don't have any weight behind this punch.
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's really bad. Every time that game's shown up, I've wanted to leave. And Dan's like, I don't even know what it was. I'm like, you've seen it in 3 shows.
Of course I have, but it didn't warrant my long-term memory.
No.
It was at the State of Play last time. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight it because I'm like, this is in my wheelhouse of occasionally getting codes to do influencing powers on them. In this case, though, why would I ever want this? Ever?
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone's legitimately giving your game a chance, then of course you would want that. Why wouldn't you want that? For that price, and once again, it's not even costing them $14. It's just in Randy Pitchford's insane cocaine-addled brain, like $14 lost, which it really isn't. That's not what that is.
Yeah, it makes no sense because the developer made the campaign for it that you could apply for. That campaign has been on the site I use for those campaigns for over 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So it becomes this thing of like, you're doing it. Once again, you're embarrassing the people that you're publishing for.
Yep. Like some terrible dad who showed up at the school.
Which I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, why does this keep happening? I don't understand.
If that's how he's working, that's how he's treating and working with people outside of his company.
Right.
Think about the people who work at Gearbox.
They're enjoying their bonuses.
I'm really just waiting for Embracer Group to fire him because they must know he's just like a millstone around their neck. He cannot be providing anything actually of value to that company.
He makes Kevin Hart look awkward.
That's not a value.
That's the most pathetic thing where he's just like hanging around the set because he wants to be friends with celebrities.
This is all he's got right now, aside from his millions of dollars.
And his USB drives full of dubious pornography.
Allegedly.
Anyway, that's your Randy Pitchford moment.
Okay, cool.
We got some Street Fighter news. I'll hit the one I snagged. Of course, the biggest one of them all. Cammy and Guile are coming to Fortnite. Guile looks really bad.
Yeah, why's Guile look like that? How did they screw it up this bad?
I saw an edit where they made his face red and just called him Frylock.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yes.
It was quite good.
Like, it doesn't look anything like his face in any art.
Yeah.
like the hair is bad enough, but how did you mess up both?
Because they're just basing it off Jonesy.
Yes.
Like generic Fortnite men. It's like how every girl in Dissidia Final Fantasy NT is the same face.
God, that's depressing.
That's insane.
Oh.
Yeah. Make sure to never look at those faces, audience, ever.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's a good thing I have no intent on going back to play that game again.
Right.
Yeah.
I like giving games a chance. I don't like giving them 3 chances. I already gave it 2, so I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I hear you might have some Street Fighter news.
Yeah, the rest of that little Street Fighter Direct, we found out that Oro and Akira, the other 2 characters, are coming out August 16th, so that's really soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat. We got to see like full gameplay, both of them. Saw a whole match. They explained mechanics. It was fun.
And for people who don't know, Akira is from the EX series, correct?
No, she's from Rival Schools.
Okay, she's from... Oh, okay.
Yeah, they showed off a bunch of mechanics from Rival Schools. Like, you can do air combos with her. It's really weird. Like, you have a special launcher, and then you jump up and can hit them in the air so many times before they start spinning down. I'm like, this is great, but...
Good luck on balancing it.
Yeah, that too. Looks like a lot of fun. Then they showed off the final Street Fighter V character for this season pass. It's this final season.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Yep.
We got Luke, Spaghetti Hairman.
Yo, Luke.
You mean Paul Penis at home?
Yes.
Yes, Paul Penis at home. I guess a Street Fighter 6 character.
Right. They said that
That's
like he
what it
carries the
seems
weight of the
like.
future of the series, and he's the most like boring design in all of Street Fighter V. It's weird. Like, I think that he's worse than most any design in 4 except for Rufus.
Well, we were talking about it. He has some strong Abel energy with his movesets and design being relatively milquetoast.
Yeah.
Now, I will say he is boring. His kit seems kind of cool, but I still think the worst design in this game of the new guys is probably Ed.
No, I think that this is like a more boring version of Ed. Because we have 3 boxes or so in the game now, and Ed is just a cooler guy.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed you see what Ed looks like even in the Street Fighter V story mode, and then they're like, we'll make him just a boring big guy.
Yeah, I'm really upset that they just decided to make him huge, because I was like, oh, this is cool. He's like a Rock Howard-esque character, but instead of like Terry and Geese's styles, it's Balrog and Bison.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, no, he's not actually that fun to play, and also his design became really bad for no reason.
Yeah, his design is terrible. Why did they do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's a story thing, because he's supposed to be a spare body for Bison, so when the Street Fighter V story mode happens and Bison gets owned, he just like expands overnight so Bison can try to possess it.
Yeah, because he's like scrawny in a lot of the art in Street Fighter V story modes.
There's a model.
Yeah,
there's a model in that story mode.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there's full 3D model of him scrawny.
Yeah, and it's a cool design, honestly. I like that design. I would have liked that as a fighter.
Yeah, because he has like the Eminem look.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yes. That would have been great. But Luke comes out in November, so we could have a definitive opinion on Luke then, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He does have cool
yes.
looking punches. Like he's got this thing where he like punches and bolts come out or something.
Yes, he has
Yeah.
the bullet
Yeah.
punch.
But
It's Jiren's normal key blast from Fighters.
Fine. Okay, everybody. Who can defeat Luke?
I'm guessing
Everybody.
everyone.
Oh,
Well, we'll find out. I'm glad they've finished up their characters for Street Fighter V. I hope when they make new characters for 6, they learn that a white guy with blonde hair is not the only option.
I really do wonder if this will affect the trajectory of design for 6, because this basically launched to a murmur and just the internet being like, oh, that's how you're ending it.
yeah.
I think it would be funny if this was like a leftover from the Ono version of Street Fighter 6, and then this character isn't important at all in 6.
I think it would be really funny. It's like, we're going ahead a couple of years for 6, so his design actually looks really good in 6.
So it'd be glad to move. I'd be happy if they moved the fucking story forward, because 5 is still before 3.
I think it would be really good if, in this reboot era of 6 or whatever, they go, man, you know what's a really beloved Street Fighter? 3. You know what that had? Really interesting character designs.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try that again.
Yeah, no, I thought this would end on something really cool because this whole past has been like, oh, they're bringing back Oro. They're doing a crossover with rival schools, something never done before. They all seem like really cool ideas, and then they end on, what if this guy is really boring?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I saw some people saying like it feels like he plays more like an SNK character, and then people were like, he's voiced by Ryo.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
No, he's voiced by the Japanese Kyo.
Oh,
okay.
Japanese Kyo. My.
Well, Kyo actually is like really iconic King of Fightersman. He's like the main character.
Yeah, because I saw someone literally say we have Kyo at home.
I honestly really, if this was a crossover with King of Fighters and we got Kyo at the end, this would be one of the best passes ever.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, that'd be insanely good.
Absolutely.
I mean, I mean, I'd go, should have been Iori, but it would still be cool.
Look, Iori's got the crossovers already. I need Kyo in something.
Nope, I'm sorry.
Look, I'm sorry. Sakurai was right when he said the person who designed Iori is a genius.
Maybe they can wait until Street Fighter 6 where maybe you can get Kyo without the largest feat imaginable.
Maybe we'll get a SNK versus Capcom 3 finally. That game apparently they canceled 10 years ago.
Let's go.
The thing I was going to say is he doesn't come across to me as King of Fighters. He comes across to me as them trying to convert a Tekken character to work in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Just a lot of his moveset seems very punch kick chains in a way that looks almost Tekken-like. And I'm like, this is really neat. He's an original character, though, so this impression I'm getting is very bizarre. But yeah, I'm interested in checking him out. We should move on. Phil, you have what is obviously the biggest news of the week.
Zool redimensioned, a revival of horrible Amiga platformer Zool announced for PC, launching this month. It looks like an Amiga game. Like it looks like one of the many we have Sonic the Hedgehog at home that Zool, I mean not the Amiga had. Like Zool is just straight up a Sonic clone.
This is so dire when you have to go, so, bad in the notes.
I need to look this up real quick.
Yeah, Bob, no.
Because I feel like I remember it.
Here's the shocking thing. You don't need to look it up. Close your eyes and imagine an Amiga game.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yes.
I was thinking of Zoop, I think, at first.
Yes, you were thinking of Zoop, but yes.
This looks so bad. Oh my God.
I think we even did a retro roulette where we played the SNES version of this for a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Genesis version, and this looks so bad.
The weird thing is the first world in Zool is like a candy land, and then the other worlds are nowhere near as obnoxious and terrible. It's like, why did you front load with that? Why? But yeah, okay, that's cool. Jesus Christ. What a weird thing to come out of nowhere.
There's all these revivals, and there's like, you want this too, right? And then they're going to release it, and everybody's going to go like, no, not really.
No, literally no one. No one asked for this.
It's gonna be like how they tried to do a crowdfunding campaign for Booger Man. Like, you want us to bring this back too, right, guys? They're like, nah, dog, we're good.
No, keep Netflix out of this.
Okay, so I've got a bit of news. We're going to save the Blizzard stuff for last, so if anyone wants to skip that, they can do that then. So we're going to lead with PlayStation VR 2. They just had a presentation with developers talking about it. Apparently, they don't call it PlayStation VR 2. They call it Next Gen VR, NGVR, for some reason. Here's the cool shit, okay?
NGP, Next Gen Portable.
Yep, that's Sony. They have... pretty high res screen. It's 4,000 by 2040 per eye, or for the whole screen, 2,000 by 2040 per eye. And of course, they have the Fresnel lenses to make it really wide. The field of view on this is 110 degrees, which is higher, I believe, than the PlayStation VR, but I'll look it up in a second to be sure. Not only is this OLED, which is great, it's an HDR screen. So that's going to look insane.
It's like can burn your eyeballs out right there.
It's an OLED. I'm sorry. I can't do that bright.
That's true. Thank God.
If only it had QLED, then I could lose my fucking mind. But yeah, this sounds pretty cool. They actually added some really insane shit. We talked about before they have the haptics, right? They have other things. They're working on that, and we've covered that before, so I'm not going to cover it again. But what they do have, and this is something people asked for the first PlayStation VR, and I don't think any VR headset has brought to the market, is what's called flexible scaling resolution based on eye tracking with foveated rendering. So if you look directly at an object with your eye, that object's sharp, it's in focus, you can see a lot of detail. But if you move even an inch to the right in your field of view, a few degrees to the right, you don't see anywhere near as much detail. What this is going to do is make it so games can render at lower resolutions the further out it is.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, Sony actually made the tech for that in time for the first PSVR. But this will now use infrared cameras inside of the, or at least I'm guessing it's infrared because that's how it's done on everything else, inside of the headset to track your eyeballs to see exactly where you're looking at all times.
Jesus.
So you can look around in the headset with your eyes and it will be sharp every place you look. And this tech will just be built into the VR headset so that way tons of performance can be saved. The PS5 is already a fucking beast. And honestly, PlayStation Pro looked really good on VR. This thing is going to be an absolute VR monster with that tech. Because you can save an insane amount of rendering resolution, even like 30 degrees out from the center, right? Mm-hmm. And that's really cool. So if you think about it, the center would be like 100% resolution. You move out, it would get like 70%, then 50, and then 40. You know, and it actually would save tons and tons of performance. This is super exciting shit. And I'm going to be honest, I predicted most of the rest of this, but I didn't think Sony would get that in working and in it in time. This VR headset is set up to be so much better than the first one, and I already thought that was an amazing experience. Like, you put that shit on it, it's just like stupid cool. You're like, oh, I'm really feeding Saber tacos.
Thank God.
And now they have finger tracking and hand tracking and a new controller that isn't the PlayStation Move, for the love of God. So that way you can really feed her those tacos.
They better do a new game.
They better, honestly. This is really exciting. Some interesting details, of course. It's not launching this year. Launch plans are going to be revealed in early 2022, so maybe they will be the end of 2022, but we don't know. They said absolutely nothing regarding back compat for PlayStation VR 1, but they did allude to doing some remasters of PSVR 1 games for this. So, as I was saying before, it is entirely possible that these are not intercompatible.
Right, it's just straight, okay.
This is the new one. Yeah, just switch over, which, I mean, their install base of the other one was fairly large, you know, for a VR headset.
Right.
I can't remember exactly how many they sold right now. I don't memorize those numbers because I'm not an insane fanboy. Or a guy whose entire career is derived from his ability to say the numbers of units sold on random accessories. But
or a person with Master Chief beheading Gene in their Twitter banner.
Yeah. That's, you know, at least we've moved on from that era. They forgot Ghost of Tsushima exists, and I don't need to see something that's blatantly disgusting like that.
They're obsessed with fruit now.
Also, that would be the weirdest thing in the world. Why would an Xbox fanboy obsess over units sold?
Instead, we think about engagement.
Yeah, and we think about engagement, not even Game Pass subs anymore, because they stopped talking about that.
Yeah, we forgot last week to mention that. They were bragging every single quarter about Game Pass numbers, but this year they haven't done it for 2 quarters in a row, which means it's stagnating.
Which makes sense. They gave away Game Pass in Rice Krispies for a year and a half straight.
They're like, oh shit, Chips Ahoy won't answer our calls anymore.
So what I assume is that if you get it in a Rice Krispies, you don't get to keep using those codes forever.
Right.
And that would explain the decline, because most people, of course, there are some insane people out there treating this like Freddie Wong did After Effects when he got started. Most people don't want to make a new account every single time to get the free trial again.
I forgot about that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he was like, I just had to go in there and format Windows every single time I did it so I could do a new trial. And I'm like, wow, Freddie, good job. That man makes me look sane, honestly.
What a hero.
What a fucking Chad. Separation of church and state. If you have a whole PC you're willing to just rip apart constantly to make sure you can keep working. I'm not that brave. I finished building this PC and I'm like, I wish I did something slightly different. No, I'm never touching this again. I need to work on videos and podcasts. Fuck that. But that's all the PSVR stuff. It's really cool. They actually said haptics are planned for the headset itself to reduce motion sickness and improve immersion. I don't know if it would reduce motion sickness, but I guess maybe if you push your head into a wall and you expect your head to stop, it could make like a bump.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I still don't know how that could help with motion sickness. Hey, everyone. Heads up. We're moving into the Blizzard part of this podcast. I wrote one of these notes, and many more appeared since I last looked at the document. Some of these are good news, so I'm okay with talking about it. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack is leaving the company, quote, to pursue new opportunities.
Leaving in a squad car.
This is, I'm sure, everything's great for Jay. Allen, just moving on, onward and upward, right?
They're now being replaced by two people, where they're doing a co-thing between Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra, which you may remember Mike Ibarra, who spent 20 years at Xbox. I never really knew him aside from when he had a meltdown when Anthem was about to come out and all the reviews were bad. But since they had marketing over at Xbox, he's like, don't trust reviews. They aren't really playing the game. Or some shit like that.
Yeah, I forgot Mikey Bauer was at Xbox. I just remembered they were a person. I didn't really remember anything about them. I could see how you running into that would have made them memorable.
It was kind of insane because it was at the launch of Anthem, which was bad.
Yeah, it was. We're going to move on to the good part of this news. T-Mobile yanks sponsorship of Blizzard's esports events. Coca-Cola and State Farm are considering backing out as well. Kotick is apparently on the board of Coca-Cola.
Oh my god!
And they still might back out. Holy shit!
Wow,
that's fantastic news.
He just gets to look at them and just seethe.
So I'm going to read this verbatim, and I'm going to try my best feel. Alleged war criminal and confirmed torture enthusiast Fran Townsend, Blizzard's chief compliance officer, links a sobbing article about whistleblowers before crying and deleting her Twitter.
This fucking bitch worked for the Bush administration, defending torture. Yeah. The entire international community shelled her for a decade, but 3 days of gamers calling her gay was too much. She had to leave the internet.
That's amazing.
Another win, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit. Yeah, so she was the one who, of course, described torture as advanced interrogation techniques and would not speak about which ones they employed at Abu Ghraib. Yep. That's that bitch. So yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna pass out.
They cried and deleted their Twitter. That's the news.
Yeah.
What are you doing? A lot this week.
What are you doing?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of news this week. I am. Check this out. Gonna stream video games.
Whoa.
Let me look at Bob. Hey, we got the hats. Do you want to do the thing this weekend?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you mean like the one coming up or the one after the podcast?
I mean the one pre the podcast.
Pre the podcast. There's the other thing we were talking about where we might need to do that first. But I'd be fine with either, but just we need to.
Oh, 1 second. Let me pull my mouth away from the mic. What's the other thing?
Don't worry, heroes.
Oh, okay, no. Let me look at a calendar. 1 second. My life is an unending spiral. You know what? We'll just do that. We'll do that the weekend after this.
No room for errors.
Yeah, no room for errors. We got to keep going, head down, onward.
Sure, cut that part out.
No, it's funny. So yeah, this weekend that just passed, we started the Ninja Theory week, ?
Couple days.
I'm not sure how long Kung Fu Chaos is going to last.
It might be 2 races. We might just stop afterwards.
At a certain point, Twitch will have a problem with us playing that game.
It plays the licensed song, I'm Turning Japanese.
Almost definitely does. But,
yeah, or I'm Kung Fu Fighting. One of those.
yeah, one of those two. Really, really excited to be demonetized thanks to meme. So we got some Ninja Theory games like Kung Fu Chaos and other stuff coming, and maybe sometime soon we'll do No More Heroes 1 and 2. That would be really great. I'm happy those are on PC.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with those games when they came out. I'm excited to go back to them.
Yeah, I played them on the Luna a couple months ago and talked about it on the podcast.
Right?
I was like, oh, hey, this
Plays a strong word.
but yeah, no, that's I'm very excited for No More Heroes on PC because I've seen it on the Wii, and I think you can improve the frame rate and resolution easily.
No way. It's from the Wii.
Yeah, I feel like maybe not the way it was intended to be played. But anyway, hey KZ, what do you got going on?
Well, since this is coming out on a Monday, anytime between Monday and Wednesday, depending on how shipping works, I'll be doing the final stream of the 3-pack streams I'm doing, which would be Vampire Reign, Altered Species, a game that I'm gonna do it next week. I can't find it.
Yeah, no.
They're gonna learn why I can't find it when I'm streaming it.
Yeah, he was like, I can't find the PS3 version. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably because the 360 version came out early enough for people to learn and not buy the PS3 version.
Yeah, the PS3 version was like a limited release. I think working at in game stores for that whole time it came out, saw a copy.
Yes, Bob, I bought a loose disc.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, how much was it?
Was like $20.
Okay.
Loose.
Yeah.
Dude, the other option was me waiting 3 weeks to pay $45 to get a complete in box with the poster. which honestly, the poster looks so bad.
Yeah.
It looked like we have Left 4 Dead at home.
Man.
Which part of me wanted to do that, but I'm not paying $45.
Yeah, that's understandable. I got Evergrace complete in box for around 24 or something, so I couldn't imagine paying 45 for.
Yeah. For a game that is just trash. You know it's trash, and that's why you're playing it?
Yeah.
It's a little rough.
That's a little rough. That's a little rough.
Yes, but I'm excited to see that and think about the fact that the best game I'll play in the next week will end up somehow being Operation Raccoon City.
It's between that and TAC and the Power of Juju, so I don't know.
TAC might win, man.
It's gonna be TAC.
I don't know. The power of co-op may bump up Operation Raccoon City.
Okay.
Are you doing PS3 or PC?
PC.
Okay.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps.
Through the power of Games for Windows Live, we're gonna play together.
The power of horror. Well,
Feels dead, so he's not doing anything.
Nope. I'm just gonna.
I have 4 days left.
That's what I was gonna
on my
ask
schedule.
about. Yeah.
There's 4 days left, and then everything should be done.
And then Phil gets to live.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I sure do.
Man, it's like everyone's life gets to become normal again now that the content crunch is done, the summer schedule for Feel's ending, and this PC's not on fire, and this house is only mildly on fire. Mildly. Oh, and we replaced the breaking DBXs with audio plugins.
Yeah, it's kind of comforting to look over there and not see those.
Yeah.
Bob's like, it's kind of nice not just staring at the box that lights up to see if it's lighting up, because if it doesn't, that means it broke mid-recording.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
You want to go watch Columbo?
Yeah, of course. I got this fucking Japanese box set as a giant fucking mistake, but that's okay. You told me to do it.
I did, but you were still on the fence about it. And then we were watching Columbo on Peacock, and he did a reveal that got you so hard you whipped around and hit buy.
It was the most unreal shit.
I've never
ever
seen someone get punched into paying that amount.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Feel, everyone, I hope you're okay with me spoiling one episode of Columbo. Okay,
Sure.
I'm doing it all the way at the end of Big Think Dimension. We're limiting how many people I'm spoiling this to. In this episode, a secret agent for the government, an operator, has killed another operator. Columbo realizes something's fishy because he removed the fucking jacket from the guy, and he goes, a pickpocketer wouldn't remove the entire jacket. There has to be a reason. He's like, he finds out eventually the reason was he was removing a shoulder strap, like an under jacket gun holster. So he's grilling this guy for over an hour. And then Columbo does the most fucking ridiculous thing at the end. He's like, I realized you're the secret person who's been working with the government agencies as an informant this entire time that person was linked to, because I got someone at the police department to airbrush your face, or the face of that person, based on a police drawing onto this photo of you from 20 years ago. And it's the funniest fucking image I've ever seen. And I'm like, this show's so good. This is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
You're like, that's worth over $300.
Like, the fact that he's like, you're bald and Steinmetz is you.
You're bald. Here's the dude with a full beard and hair.
Yeah. I'm like, this show's unreal. I can't. And then, if that wasn't enough to send me, that episode ends. By the way, that episode had Leslie Nielsen in it. The next episode starts, has Ricardo Montalban. I'm like, fuck off. I already have to go back and watch the Leonard Nimoy episode with Bob and KZ. I guess we need this box set.
Yeah, there's so much. Maybe one day we'll rewatch the one that had Johnny Cash in it, which you convinced me his name was Tommy Dollar.
I was like, his name's Tommy Dollars, KZ. It's not Johnny Cash. What are you talking about? And then he thought that was real. And then I'm like, no, I just kept saying that for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and
I thought that's what the character's name was. No.
Also, it's really good to see Johnny Cash playing Johnny Cash, but not really, he promises, because this one is religious and
a pedophile,
clearly grooming. Yeah, no, it's great. Columbo has great villains. They all suck shit and are terrible people. Weirdly enough, they're all rich.
Whoa, no way.
Strange.
a circle.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support us, head on over to www.patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can get extra podcasts and early access to our anime podcast, Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool. Head on over there and become a $5 backer or podlord today. This month's GigaBoots executive producers are Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Dobo Muito Real, Ace Gundam Pilot Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, Zilter, and Virmvarn. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these gamers. If you want to be a gamer or ascend to God Kinghood, then head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.